Good morning, students. This is Milena Shinde, Assistant Professor in English at GS College of Commerce, Sparta. We are going to discuss a poem entitled "Still I Rise" by Maya Angelou. This poem is there in the syllabus of the third semester of Supplementary English subject. This is a wonderfully written poem by this poetess Maya Angelou, who is from Afro-American community of America, today's USA. Before going to discuss the main part of this poem, I would like to give you some information about this great poetess. Maya Angelou was born in 1928, in the year 1928, and died in 2014. Her name was Margaret Johnson. She was born in Missouri, in the USA. After the separation of her parents, means when she got separated from her parents, her grandmother looked after her. Means her caretaker was her grandma after she got separated from her parents. She became a victim of sexual attack when she was only 8. She had to face this problem in her life. She had to go through this kind of suffering in her life at the age of 8 only. As an after effect of the atrocity which was inflicted on her, she became speechless for full 5 years. She was in isolation, nearly in complete isolation, in total isolation for nearly 5 years after that incident which happened with her when she was only 8 years old. She found solace in books, and after that she started reading a lot of books, and that is why in this introductory part it is given that she found solace in books. The recitation of literary pieces means literature. The recitation of literary pieces restored her ability to speak, and her reading of different books, dramas, poems, novels, etc. It helped her a lot. Maya Angelou was pained to see the discrimination the blacks suffered in all walks of life on account of their color. This line in this introductory part is very important because Maya Angelou, as in the beginning, at the very beginning of this class, I told you that she belongs to Afro-American community. Earlier they were called the black people of America because we know this system of discrimination, the institution of slavery was there, of course, and even today the people suffer because of that thing. Black and white conflict is there still. Even today in the year 2020, this problem is there in the USA. So I will tell you in detail about this particular thing after this introductory part is over. So the Maya Angelou was pained to see the discrimination the blacks suffered in all walks of life on account of their color, that is black color. Her grandmother's stubbornness, strictness in the face of segregation and exploitation gave Maya the strength to rise in life. It means in her life there was only one person to look after her. She was very close to her, and that person was Maya Angelou's grandma, and she helped her a lot in her personal life. Her grandmother's stubbornness in the face of segregation and exploitation gave Maya the strength to rise in her life. She became a writer. After some years, after going through that tumultuous up and down of her life, those events of her life, that kind of situation or conditions of her life, she became what? She became a writer, she became a dancer, an actress also, and an activist. Definitely an activist in this movement to end the discrimination which is still there in the USA on the basis of skin color. In the year 2010, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. She was awarded with this prestigious award, which is given there in America, in the USA. What was the title that she won? In 2010, she was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, America's highest civilian honor that we have in India, in our country. the Bharat Ratna. In the same way, in America also, in the USA also, there is the highest civilian award or honor, that is Presidential Medal of Freedom. So she has been awarded with this most prestigious award in the USA, a rebel with a cause. A rebel with a cause. Maya's attitude to life is highlighted in this poem. What is given in this poem? Her attitude towards life, towards people, her boldness, her sharpness, her spirit for freedom, her voice for the voiceless people. So we get to know about all these things, the qualities which are there in this great writer or the poetess Maya Angelou, so far as this poem is concerned, that is Still I Rise. So a rebel with a cause, Maya's attitude to life is highlighted in this poem. She hits hard. She hits hard against those who try to put her down, who want to make her suffer in her life, even today. So she hits at them. She hits hard against those who try to put her down, no matter what the situation be. She tells her critics, she tells her opponents, she tells to those people who oppose her, who criticize her, what? She tells her critics that she would continue to rise and rise. She would not be let down by them, definitely not. She will not get defeated at any cost. She will fight for her honor, for the honor of all the people who are being oppressed by the white Americans. And this is reflected. This is a kind of message also, even though this is the main theme of this poem, this kind of message also for all the people of the world who believe in human rights, who believe in national law, who believe in democracy, who believe in humanity. So it is said here, she tells her critics, she tells her opponents that she would continue to rise. She would continue to rise and rise. The poem expresses her strong determination, a strong determination to rise above difficulty, above problems and discouragement. There is no stopping her. She calls herself the dream and hope of the slaves. She calls herself. What does she say? She calls herself, she says that she is the dream and hope of the slave. It's because of her efforts. It's because of her tireless, continuous, constant, relentless efforts to bring a kind of charismatic or drastic change in the lives of those who are still sufferers of the system in the USA. And that is why she says that she is the hope and dream of the black people, of the slave. Now see, before we go to discuss this poem, the main body of the poem, or the main poem, this is just introductory part about this writer, about this poetess here, Maya Angelou. I would like to tell you the background of this poem. Now see, in the very beginning I have already told you that there was slavery. There was the institution of slavery in the USA for nearly 400 years, when the Africans were brought forcefully on the shores of the USA by the people of England who had gone to Africa to discover a new world for themselves or for trade. And out of their search for no money or wealth, out of kind of greed in themselves, they started, knowingly or unknowingly, this institution in the USA. It was a new land. And from that point of time, from that trade, the system of slavery consolidated in the USA. It strengthened in the USA. It became very harsh for the people who were made slaves, and that's why so many people were brought from Africa to America, today's USA, were made slaves, and they were treated without respect as they were considered to be slaves. Even today, in the beginning, I have already told that there is the problem of color line. What color line? Black and white. Still, this discrimination is there. Even though there is the law of constitution, there are a few people, a few number of people are there who still believes in this kind of discrimination. Most of the people have changed their mind, and that is why we say America is one of the biggest democratic countries, like we means Indians are. So even today, some people, some black people, nowadays we do not use this word black. Instead of that, in the world of literature as well as in social sphere, the word that is used for the people who are of African descent but are presently living in the USA or who were forcibly brought from Africa to America, they are called Afro-Americans. This shows their cultural identity, that they originally belong to Africa, but they have born and brought up in the American culture, and that is why they are called Afro-Americans. But as this poem is written by Manuel and herself has used the word black, I would also use the same word, that is black. Sometimes I would use the word Afro-American. So this is the background of this poem, Still I Rise, because it is written in a particular context, and that is why I feel it important to tell you that context. Now we will discuss the main poem. What is given in the poem? Let's see. You may write me down in history. She says in the very first stanza of this poem, you may write me down in history. You means what? You means you, the people who are the oppressors. You, the people who have inflicted atrocities on the black people, on the Afro-Americans. It means this particular word you implies either the plantation owners or the white Americans. Those are few white Americans who believe in this system of discrimination on the basis of skin color. We are white means we are superior, and you are black means you are backwards. You are no worth of even living with dignity. So this kind of mentality, so the people with this kind of mentality are criticized severely by Maya Angelou, and that's when the very first line of this poem she says, you may write me down in history. You might have written, you must have written, you have written so many false things about us, with the black people, with the Afro-American people in the history, with your bitter, twisted lies. You have not written the true history, you have twisted the words, you have corrupted the history, you have written something false that is not true. You, the people, you Arab people, you white supremacists, have written this false history. You may prod me, you may trample me, you may crush my confidence, you may try to crush me as an individual or as a representative of a big chunk of American society, that is the black Americans, that is the Afro-Americans. You may prod me, you may try to wipe me out, you may try to sabotage me, you may try to keep me silence, make me silence in the very dirt, but still like dust I will rise. Even though you try your level best to do this, even though you try to lock my mouth, even though you try to write something false about me, even though you want to distort the history, I will rise like dust. It means, it shows, this particular line of the first stanza shows her confidence, and she has gained this confidence because she is an activist to end this color line in the USA. Black and white, Afro-American and white Americans. No way. She wants to end this discriminatory system, and that is why she challenges, she also criticizes those people who have criticized her and her ancestors in these with these words. In the next stanza, now we will move to the next stanza. She says, does my suchness upset you? She has one word. She has used one word, that is suchness. Suchness means what? It means boldness. She is very bold. She is quite bold to challenge those people. And she says, what does she say? She says, does my suchness upset you? Does my boldness, does my confidence upset you? It may upset you. Why are you beset? Why are you surrounded? Why are you beset? I have written the meaning of this specific word here on the whiteboard, in the blackboard. You seem to be surrounded by what? With gloom. Why are you beset with gloom? Why you seem to be surrounded by sadness? Gloom means sadness. So she says this to those white people who believe in the color line, who still believes that there should be this discrimination. Now, very few people are there. Definitely, most of the people have changed their mind. They have become humanitarians. Today, they have supported their black sisters and brothers. They have supported their Afro-American people of the USA. But even today, who are there who still believes in this philosophy of discrimination? She says to those people, what does she say? What does she say? She says, does my boldness, does my success upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? You seem to be surrounded by gloom. You seem to be unhappy. You seem to be in sorrow. It looks that you are in grief. It looks that you are in unhappiness. It looks that you are sad. She is saying this to those people. Because it may be because I walk like I have got oil wells. It means it's because she has the confidence of criticizing those people, to be the voice of the voiceless people, to be the representative of those who have been oppressed, sabotaged in the American society. And that's why she said, it may be because I walk like I have got oil wells pumping in my living room. She must have earned some money. She must have settled in her life. She must have established a good rapport with the people. She must be speaking. She is speaking, not must be speaking. She is speaking for those who have been suppressed, who have been oppressed there in America on the basis of their skin color. In the third stanza she says, just like moons and like suns, it is the universal phenomenon that the sun and the moon, they sight, but next time, the next day, we see them once again, and we have the pleasure, we enjoy that moment. So like the sun and the moon, with the certainty of tides, in the sea we see, the ebb is there, the tide is there, the water is drawn back into the ocean, and once again we see a high tide. So she compares herself with these things, like sun, like moon, like tides. Like these things I would once again rise. Just like hopes springing high, still I rise. In our life, in our general life, in our personal life, in our social life, in our national life, from whatever background you are, in whatever country you live, in your personal life, sometimes you lose the hope, you feel that there is nothing left in your life, and that's why you are worth of no living. But that is not the case, it is not true. Once we lose the hope, the next moment after some time, we regain that confidence and live with confidence. So she says that just like the moons and the suns and the tides and the hopes arise once again, I am not going to get defeated anyway. I would challenge you until there is life in me. Until my last breath, I will fight for the rights, human rights of those people who have been deprived of many facilities that you are enjoying. She is challenging the white arrogant Americans who believe in the system of slavery and discrimination on the basis of skin color. In the first stanza she says, did you want to see me broken? Okay, you are let down in the history, you have written corrupted words in the history, in the books of history, you have written false in the history, you have not recorded the true or the truth in the history, and even today you are doing the same. Did you want to see me broken? It was your intention, you wanted to see me broken. Bald head and lowered eyes. Even today you want me to be like this, with my head down, with my eyes down, with no confidence, with stooping shoulders. It means even today you are not ready to give me a life with dignity. You are not going to let me live my life in my own way. You want me, you want to make me once again a slave, kind of slave. You don't want to see confidence in me. She's saying this because this was in fact the intention of those plantation owners in the past when there was slavery, and even though the slavery was abolished by the law in the USA, some people believed in it. Even today you will find the people who believe in the white supremacist attitude. Even today the people are there with this mindset. Did you want to see me a broken bald head and lowered eyes, shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my sorrowful cries? You want to see me in this kind of situation. You don't want to see me like a person with dignity, etc. Okay, no problem, but I am not going to spare you. I will challenge you, she says. Does my haughtiness, does my pride, arrogance offend you? Okay, you are offended with my pride, with my confidence, with my arrogance also. Okay, no problem. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard. Actually, those people, the people from white America cannot tolerate her because of in whatever position she is, because of her active participation in this kind of this movement. Because I laugh like I have got gold mines digging in my backyard. It may be because I am living a good life. I am living a good life in the sense with the people from black community, with the people from Afro-American community are trying to live or maintain a standard of our life. It's because we demand for equality and we are living like you in a much better condition in some cases than you. That is why you are offended. It may be because I laugh like I have got gold mines. To explain this particular thing, she has used these illustrations or these lines as if she has got a gold mine in her backyard, etc. It means she is financially sound, and seeing her financial situation, maybe most probably those people who believe in that philosophy of discrimination are offended, get offended. In the next stanza she says, you may shoot me with your words. Definitely you can use bitter words, definitely you can use severe words, but those are not true, but those are the false words. And she says, she dares to say, she challenges those people. She says, she dares to say, you may shoot me. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still like air, I will rise. You may use the offensive words about me. You may use the wrong words about me. You may defame me. You may try to defame me. You may try to do all these things in order to defend me. But still, like air, I would rise. I am not going to be a victim of your this policy or conspiracy. Definitely not. Definitely not. In fact, she is challenging the world of white Americans or those arrogant people with these severe words, because we are discussing this poem in India. She has written this poem in English in her country. It means she has an universal appeal to all the people of the world, and it shows us her boldness, her confidence, her voice, her determination to bring up the downtrodden people of the Afro-American community in the US. In the last stanza, she says, out of the huts of history shame, out of the huts of history shame, she knows that the past of herself and of her people was not definitely good. They had to face so many problems. They were made slaves deliberately, forcefully. And that's why she says that she knows her past in a better way, that her ancestors, her forefathers had to face humiliation continuously. They were not given a chance and opportunity to live a good life, a life with dignity that is required for any human being. If you are a human being, then definitely you have this natural right. But it was denied, that opportunity was denied, that right was denied to those people, and that's why she dares to say this. She challenges the white Americans in this poem, and she says, out of the huts of history shame, I arise up from a past that's rooted in pain. Her past, the past of her people was deeply rooted in pain, because they had to go through that situation of their life. They were not given respect, they were not given freedom, there was no equality, their past was totally in pain. They had to face so many things and challenges from the white Americans or the plantation owners, and that's why she says that she knows her past better, what her ancestors had faced in their lives. She is quite aware of the happenings in the past so far as her cultural or the social life is concerned. Her forefathers, her ancestors had to face those challenges. I rise, but out of that also she rose. And she says in the next line, I am a black ocean. She compares herself with an ocean. You know the ocean. Much water is there, it has no end. And she compares herself with the ocean. I am a black ocean. As I told you that she belongs to the Afro-American community, she belongs to the black American people. She says, I am a black ocean, leaping and wide, which has no boundaries. It is boundaryless, it is vast, it is wide. I belong to that ocean. I am a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling. Every time, each moment, there comes the water from all the directions. I am that black ocean. She calls herself a black ocean. I bear in the tide. She goes down, but once again in the form of tide, she rises. Like tide, she rises, leaving behind nights of terror and fear. And now she says that she is living in this modern world, in modern America, in the modern USA, in the modern world, where so many people are there. They are brought together in this global world, in this global village that we call world today. She says that she wants to forget the pain and terror and fear that she had faced in the past, or her people had faced in the past. She wants to forget all those things now, all that misfortune, because she is ready to start her new life. Her new life. Here, keep one thing in your mind, that she is a representative of the black people. She is speaking on behalf of all those oppressed people of the USA. It means when we say that she wants, it means all her people want, because she is the voice here for her own people. And that's why she says that she wants to forget though that misfortune behind nights of terror and fear. I rise, once again I rise, once again I want to live a new life into a daybreak that's wondrously clear. And I wish that she says that she wants to see a clear day. It means it implies that she wants to be, she wants to live in a good society where there is no discrimination. She hopes that one day definitely there would be this kind of world also in the USA. I rise bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, and she has got the gifts from her ancestors. This confidence that she has got, it is from her ancestors. This certainly, this boldness that she has got, it's from her ancestors. This confidence, this boldness, or whatever spirit is there in her to fight against the discrimination that she has got from where? From her ancestors. And in the last, she says, I am the dream and hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. And in the last fourth line, she says that I am the dream and hope of the slaves. I just told you that, I already told you that she is the representative, she represents the Black American society, and she says that definitely she is here to speak on behalf of those people who cannot speak. She is the voice of the voiceless people. She is the representative of the oppressed community of the USA. She is the representative of the Black Americans. She is the representative of the Afro-American people who have been exploited for 4,000 years. And that's why she said, she is, I am the dream and hope of the slave. She is fighting for those people, and that's why she has used this word, I am the dream and hope of the slave. So this was so beautiful, a wonderful poem, Still I Rise by Maya Angelou, and here we get a social message that we all are equal. Naturally, there is no discrimination among the people, no gender discrimination, no caste discrimination, no race discrimination, no religious discrimination, no cultural discrimination. Then why these man-made barriers are? Why these man-made barriers are there, and who are we to discriminate among the people on the basis of color line? And that's why she hopes that one day, today or tomorrow, there will be a world where there will be no discrimination. She hopes for this world, which definitely should come to being in the future. And this is a social message that we get, that we receive from this wonderfully written poem entitled Still I Rise by Maya Angelou. Thank you.